So next is the sense of sight or the eye. Uh, the first part of the eye is the pupil. The pupil appears as a black dot in the middle of the eye. This black area is actually a hole that takes in light so the eye can focus on the objects in front of it. So kung makikita nyo sa picture, ayun yung nasa gitna na black dot na siya yung nagpapapasok ng light sa mata natin. So next is the sclera. The sclera is referred as the whites of the eye. This is a smooth white layer on the outside, but the inside is brown and contains grooves that help the tendons of the eye attach properly. So ayun yung white portion ng eye natin sa gilid. Next is the iris. The iris is the area of the eye that contains the pigment which gives the eye its color. This area surrounds the pupil. So ayun, makikita mo yung iris, ayun yung nasa labas ng pupil. So next is the ciliary body. It is a ring-shaped tissue which holds and controls the movement of the eye lens, and thus it helps to control the shape of the lens. Kung makikita nyo, ayun siya, nakasupport lang siya dun sa lens para hindi ma-deform, tas kinokontrol niya yung movement. And next is the cornea. The cornea is the outer covering of the eye. This dome-shaped layer protects your eye from the elements that could cause damage to the inner parts of the eye. Kung makikita niyo yung cornea, parang siya yung nagpro-protect dun sa eye natin. Parang siya yung pinaka-cover para hindi mapasukan ng kung ano-anong elements yung eye natin at hindi ma-infect. Next, yung lens naman. Lens sits directly behind the pupil. This is a clear layer that focuses the light the pupil takes in. It is held in place by the ciliary muscles, which allow the lens to change shape depending on the amount of light that hits, so it can be properly focused. So, yun nga yung nagpo-focus ng mga light na nanggagaling dun sa pupil. Next, kung makikita nyo, at the back of the eye, there's the retina. The light focuses by the lens will be transmitted onto the retina. This is made of rods and cones arranged in layers which will transmit light into chemicals and electrical pulses. Pagkatapos ma-receive ng retina yung mga light tsaka yung mga nakuha nung galing sa pupil and lens, itatransmit niya to, gagawin niya tong chemicals and electrical pulses. And then the retina is connected to the optic nerves, and that optic nerves, it will send the transmitted chemicals and electrical pulses to the brain para ma-process at malalaman natin kung ano yung nakita natin. So, merong two parts itong retina. The back of the retina, known as the macula, will help interpret the details of the object the eye is working to interpret. The center of the macula, known as the fovea, will increase the detail of these images to a perceivable point. So, yung dalawang parts ng retina ay the macula, which is the back of the retina, and the fovea, which is the center of the macula. We got here the choroid, and as you can see, the choroid lies between the retina and the sclera, which provides blood supply to the eye. Just like any other portion of the body, the blood supply gives nutrition to the various parts of the eye. So, pati yung eye natin, hindi lang natin nakikita pero may blood pa rin yan para sa nutrition niya. And next, makikita natin is the optic nerve. Optic nerve is responsible for transmitting the lights received to the brain. Next, kung makikita nyo, merong vitreous humor na parang body nung eye. So, vitreous humor is the gel located in the back of the eye which helps it hold its shape. This gel takes in nutrients from the ciliary body, aqueous humor, and the retinal vessels so the eye can remain healthy. When debris finds its way into the vitreous humor, it causes the eye to perceive floaters or spots that move across the vision area that cannot be attributed to objects in the environment. So, yung sinabing aqueous humor is a watery substance that fills the eye. It is split into two chambers. The anterior chamber is located in front of the iris, and the posterior chamber is directly behind it. These layers allow the eye to maintain its shape. This liquid is drained through the scleam canal so that any buildup in the eye can be removed. If the patient's aqueous humor is not draining properly, they can develop glaucoma. There are also two glands in the eye, which is the conjunctiva glands and the lacrimal glands. The conjunctiva glands are layers of mucus which help keep the outside of the eye moist. If the eye dries out, it can become itchy and very painful. It can also become more susceptible to damage or infection. The lacrimal glands are located on the outer corner of each eye. They produce tears which help moisten the eye when it becomes dry and flush out particles which irritate the eye.
The human eye. The human eye is the most valuable and sensitive sense organ, and it is a natural optical instrument. The eye is nearly spherical in shape with a slight bulge in the front part, and it enables us to see the beautiful, colorful world around us. Let us discuss about the important parts of the eye and their functions. Cornea. The front part of the eye is covered by transparent spherical membrane called cornea. Light enters the eye through cornea. Iris. Just behind the cornea is a dark-colored muscular diaphragm which has a small circular opening in the middle. Pupil. Pupil is a small circular opening of iris. The pupil appears black because no light is reflected from it. The dark center in the middle of the iris. The pupil determines how much light is let into the eye. It changes sizes to accommodate for the amount of light that is available. The iris regulates the light by adjusting the size of the pupil. Let us see how iris regulates and controls the amount of light entering the eye. When the intensity of light is more, or if it is a bright source of light, then the iris makes the pupil to contract, and as a result the amount of light entering the eye decreases. When the intensity of light is less, or if the light is dim, then the iris dilates the pupil so that more light can enter the eye. Eye lens. The eye lens is a convex lens made of a transparent jelly like proteinaceous material. The eye lens is hard at the middle and gradually becomes soft towards the outer edges. The eye lens is held in position by ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles help in changing the curvature and focal length of the eye lens. Retina. The inner back surface of the eyeball is called retina. It is a semi-transparent membrane which is light sensitive and is equivalent to the screen of a camera. The light sensitive receptors of the retina are called rods and cones. When light falls on these receptors, they send electrical signals to the brain through the optic nerve. The space between the retina and eye lens is filled with another fluid called vitreous humor. Blind spot. It is the spot at which the optic nerve enters the eye and is insensitive to light, and hence the name. Let us discuss about accommodation of the eye and power of accommodation. Accommodation of the eye. The process by which the ciliary muscles change the focal length of an eye lens to focus distant or near objects clearly on the retina is called the accommodation of the eye. Power of accommodation. The ability of the eye to focus objects lying at different distances is called the power of accommodation of the eye. How does an eye focus objects at varying distances? When the ciliary muscles are relaxed, the eye lens becomes thin. Thus, its focal length increases and we see the distant objects clearly. When the ciliary muscles are contract, then the curvature of the eye lens increases and the eye lens becomes thick. Thus, its focal length decreases and we see the nearby objects. In brief, it is adjustment of the focal length of the eye lens which enables us to focus on objects situated at different distances. Least distance of distinct vision, near point. Near point or least distance of distinct vision is the point nearest to the eye at which an object is visible distinctly. For a normal eye, the least distance of distinct vision is about 25 centimeters. However, it varies with age of the person. For example, for infants, it is only 5 to 8 centimeter. The far point of the eye. Far point of the eye is the maximum distance up to which the normal eye can see things clearly. It is infinity for a normal eye. Cataract. The crystalline lens of people at old age becomes milky and cloudy. This condition is called cataract. This causes partial or complete loss of vision. It is possible to restore vision through a cataract surgery. Range of vision. The distance between the near point and the far point is called the range of vision.